Hi, everybody. So today I wanted to give you guys an example of the Star Guides reading. Star Guides. It's a 6 card reading, 6 card spread or layout. Those terms are interchangeable. And each of the 6 cards has a reference point, which makes it really easy to interpret the meaning of the cards when you're doing a reading or getting a reading, because each one is in its own little category of perception. And I like the Star Guides layout because six cards is not too many to figure out. It's not so overwhelming that it just leaves you spinning. It actually gives you a manageable amount of reference points to work with. And with the Star Guides layout, the 6 points are facts first, sage advice, dragons to slay, right use of talents, hidden aspect or option, and crucial insight. So for today's example, I'm just going to do a general reading for myself, not make it too personal, but try to share the reflections that I have honestly with this reading that I'm doing as an example. So the first card, facts first, which will go here, and it is the King of Pentacles. There it goes. Facts first, King of Pentacles. And then next, for the Sage Advice card, the Four of Cups. Next, Dragons to Slay, Nine of Swords. That makes sense. Right use of talents, the Hanged Man. Hidden aspect or option, Queen of Cups. And crucial insight, the Five of Pentacles, card of loss and grief. So for today's reading, using the Druidcraft Tarot and the Star Guides layout, for my facts first card, I got King of Pentacles, and he represents perhaps a person in my life or an aspect of myself. This is why it's important for the seeker to do their own reflections about the significance of each card. With the King of Pentacles, he represents just the ultimate level of responsibility and practicality, stability, resourcefulness. He is attuned in the material world. Material wealth is abundant. Being the king, he's also like the father with the dominant masculine energy, a master of himself, a master of his resources. He's in control. So this pertaining to the pentacles and the earth realm is regarding material goods, and it's saying you're at the king level. It's either an aspect of me or someone in my life that there is this force of mastery of material resources and wealth. And the second one is Sage Advice, Four of Cups. And I love the different versions of this card because the Four of Cups calls to something like retreat from what you've been doing, retreat from the norm in order to consider new ideas, new endeavors. So this card depicts a very bored person who's in a moment of thought, contemplation, These cups that are around him are unused, kind of not really part of what is developing in the present and future. It's a moment to find balance and reflect on how you want to move forward. What do you really care about? What doesn't bore you? What fills your cup? So, for sage advice, it's telling me to retreat and reflect on my feelings about things. What do I really want to move forward into? In some decks, the Four of Cups looks like kind of a stagnation where things are full and they have to be spilled out and become empty in order for new things to fill them. So it's kind of a transitional moment. With the third card, Dragons to Slay, the Nine of Swords, a brutal card in any deck, really. The Nine of Swords is just being tortured. It's about the mental plane, ideas, communication, how we think about things. The Nine of Swords is someone who is haunted by the past. They are pierced by it, cut by it. It's sharp. It keeps them up at night. It's, as a Dragons to Slay card, it's, very easy to see that it's about the things that are causing worry and stress and the things that you think about when you lay down to go to sleep and they keep you awake. For me, those are the Dragons to Slay, the things that come up in my mind. And the fourth card, Right Use of Talents. Major Arcana card 12, the Hanged Man. As you can see, he is upside down. He has a new perspective on things. He has made a sacrifice. He has had to kind of let go of what he thought things would be in order to move forward. So as a Right Use of Talents card, the Hanged Man, new perspective. This is kind of inviting me to consider private ideas and ideologies, I guess, where it's a talent to apply them in the things I'm creating or in the services that I provide, to make a sacrifice of letting go of how I thought things would be, and to look at things from another direction, and kind of let my inner child follow that new perspective, that new way of looking at things, kind of looking at it side-eyed or upside down and going, what the fuck? Fifth card is Hidden Aspects or Options, and this is the Queen of Cups. And for me, this is probably my main signifier card in that I identify with the Queen of Cups because she's all about emotions, compassion, sentiments, being kind, being generous. You can see her foot in the water. She's in touch with emotions and intuition. She has great compassion. She's a counselor, a mother. She has a maternal quality to her. And being of the cup suit, it's all about emotions and sentiment, relationships. And this is a hidden aspect or option. So for me, that means to bring in those qualities that I see in myself in the Queen of Cups and make that part of what I'm doing. For a crucial insight card, the last card, I got the Five of Pentacles. And this card, I love the art. She can't bear to look at what she is seeing, and it's really just the natural world. It's one animal chasing another, kind of like a deer chasing a rabbit. And she just can't bear that this is how it has to be. And I love this card because isn't this how life is? We're kind of just surrounded by things that, especially if we're sensitive, we can't bear to look at. The pain of it is unbearable. There's no sense to it. There's just an immense feeling of loss and grief. So for me, this crucial insight says that I do feel something sad. I feel a bit of loss, and that And being of the Pentacle suit, it could be material loss, it could be loss of money, a poor decision, or kind of being betrayed in some way, down to the material realm. So this kind of lets me know as an insight card that it's smart not to be too attached to the material. Things are going to go how they go. This is reality, and it's best if you can accept it and try to kind of flow with it while maintaining your integrity and sovereignty. So that's about it for today's Star Guides reading. I wanted to share a personal reading with you guys so that you could see how it goes. I love that it has, a facts card to kind of acknowledge where you're at in the moment, a sage advice card, because that's what we're looking for, isn't it? A little bit of guidance, a little bit of sage advice. And then dragons to slay, it's pointing out the obstacle, something to consider as a weak point or something that you need to address. And then right use of talents, I always find this card inspiring because I feel that I have something to give and I like to receive encouragement that there's a place for it and I should push forward with it. And with hidden aspects or options, that's another card that is inspiring in that it encourages you to kind of look in the darker corners or in the hidden dusty areas. There's something there. There are more resources and ways that this could turn out than you've thought of so far. And lastly, for a crucial insight, that's comforting. It's like, what is, a crucial thing I need to know? Well, there you go. So there are 6 cards that are really good for, a general question or a specific question. It tells you, what are you working with? What's the advice? What's your obstacle? How can you apply yourself? What haven't you thought of? And what's a little piece of insight that might motivate you? All right. Thank you guys for joining me. Let me know if you'd like a tarot card reading. You can contact me at oceanstonewellness@gmail.com. You can also check out the website at oceanstonewellness.com. Thanks.